Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $3.27. If you zoom out to the 7-day, you could see XRP is ranging in between $3.10 and $3.30. Every once in a while, we go just above $3.30. But you could see XRP now building for the next leg up. And look at Bitcoin, just under 123K. But is this the final move up for Bitcoin? Because now that Bitcoin is once again moving upward, the dominance is falling at the same time. That means we are getting close to alt season. I keep seeing people saying that this is going to happen months from now. Bitcoin's going to be up only for the next 6 months. I don't think so. I think we're going to start to see Bitcoin go on its final ascent before it comes crashing down. Expert says only few will be able to retire with XRP historical pump, but majority will become exit liquidity. What they're talking about is people not selling in this cycle. But the problem is, this cycle is so much different than previous cycles. I see people saying that XRP is going to run all the way up to like $50 and come back down under $1. That's not going to happen. You know, everybody's expecting to sell the top and then buy the dip, waiting for the next run up. We don't even know how deep these dips are going to be this time around. We are on the verge of regulatory clarity in the United States. We're on the verge of XRP ETFs going live. Institutional money is coming. That's going to lead to mass adoption. First we get institutional adoption, then mass adoption. So if utility is driving the price of XRP by the time this alt season ends, how the hell do we come all the way back down under $1? And they're saying that you will regret not selling all your XRP. I don't suggest anyone to sell their entire bag. If we were back in 2017, 2018, or even the 2021 run, I would be telling you, sell your entire bag. The price is going to dip. You'll get a chance to buy back in. But this time around, there's way too many things happening. We are way too close to a new financial system. Finance expert says $1,000 XRP price won't be the ceiling, but the floor. So this is coming from Black Swan Capitalist. He says, when XRP becomes the bridge for tokenized assets, real-time FX, and sovereign debt swaps, $1,000 won't be the ceiling, it will be the floor. A fixed max supply combined with transaction burns means supply shrinks as demand grows. That's simple economics driving XRP much higher. You know, I also factor in the liquidity pools. You know liquidity pools are coming because they're already happening. Look at those companies creating XRP treasuries, planning to lock away XRP for at least 3 years. You're going to have so many other XRP treasuries, but you're going to have massive liquidity pools in between companies, in between countries, so that they could send their currency in and out of XRP. This is just the beginning of something so much bigger. And tokenization is going to start to boom later this year as well. We're just waiting on regulations. This one is for all the Bitcoin orange-wearing libertarians who still believe crypto is about freedom from government. Final chess pieces being moved into place. Here's Bo Hines' replacement. Yep, that's the same DARPA that created the internet. And you thought the dollar as the world's reserve currency would just be left to chance. Silly kids. Like I've been telling you this entire time, Hines is out now and they brought this guy in because everything's getting positioned for a new financial system. Everything is ready for the internet of value. And it's all getting put in place right now. I think Bo Hines was great. He was there to keep the Bitcoin narrative going long enough. But when you start to see people like this replace people like Bo Hines, you know this is so much bigger. A new financial system is coming. This comes from Dom at Easy A. There is a concerted effort to discredit XRP happening right now. What are the odds all these influencers just became super bullish on Link and started bashing XRP? Piece together the puzzle. What do you see? This is a paid-for event, in my opinion. These people are all of a sudden pushing the Link narrative. And this one is great. When Link flips XRP again, it will never again fall behind. Do what you want with this information. And they're citing the fact that Sergey spoke at the White House instead of Brad Garlinghouse. Do you honestly think Brad Garlinghouse needs to speak at all? I don't think so. XRP and Ripple was positioned a long time ago, long before 2025. This goes way back to day one. Why do you think Ripple put all the rails in place for XRP to run on? Why do you think Brad has sat down and spoke to the IMF, the ECB, the BIS? Brad is always getting a seat at the table. He doesn't need to say anything because he already knows what's coming next. This comes from Dark Defender. And let me add this. Do not sell your Link. Do not sell your XRP to buy Link. Link will never be what XRP is going to become. Hi all, XRP is ready. Here's an update on the daily chart. It is time to break $3.33 critical level and rise through $4.44 levels. Upcoming targets, $4.44 and $5.85. RSI bullish than ever. Chin up, XRP Army. Your time is here. Enjoy the show. Dark Defender also sees it. Most chart guys out there right now are just waiting for the breakout to begin. And the fact that the Bitcoin dominance is falling, that solidifies we are getting close. Here is XRP price if rural and offline communities adopted via QR wallets. This adoption is already happening. And the AI is now factoring in the market cap multiplier. And they're saying that XRP would go to $70.38. They also cite a price of $33.70. But this is already happening. Ripple has been out there banking the unbanked for quite a while now. Same thing with Stellar. Stellar is going to capture a lot of the money that's going to be moving inside the new financial system. Same thing with XDC. What I'm telling you is these cryptocurrencies are not fighting each other. And XRP and Link are not fighting each other. This is a community, this is an influencer push to get people to sell their XRP and buy Link. Don't fall for it. But as we see the banking of the unbanked happening in real time already, you could already see XRP reaching these price points. But people discredit XLM. They're always acting like XLM is never going to gain momentum. Every time XRP runs, it takes XLM with it. I even think that the gap between the price of XRP and XLM over time can start to come closer together. People always predicted a $10,000 XRP. And I always said, well, then maybe XLM could get to $7,500. Why can't that happen? That can absolutely happen. Anything can happen in crypto. What I do know is this: XRP and XLM, they were chosen from day one. They were mentioned by the IMF years ago. XDC is also going to play a very big role. Same thing with HBAR, IOTA, Algo, QNT, and so on. This is so much bigger than people think. Everybody's like, well, what if XRP captures this? And then you start to do some research and you already realize XRP is going to be captured in that market already. It's already happening. The Beyond Bitcoin and ETH narrative has already started. Take a listen to this.
Do you want to talk about assets beyond Bitcoin too, right? I think Bitcoin at this point probably is a household name, or is at least becoming more mainstream. I had a markets guest on earlier saying Ethereum has been absolutely soaring and actually outperforming Bitcoin of late. So what else is there beyond Bitcoin?
Right, just like there's more than one Manning in football, there's more than one blockchain technology out there. So that's very exciting movement too. The beyond Bitcoin and ETH, we have a number of other digital assets, some of which are looking to get into the ETF space. There are a number of public filings, and what the SEC has come forward with is what's called a generic listing standard to help make that process easier. So setting some foundational baselines for what these digital assets would have to kind of prove up or be able to show over an extended time period with monitoring from the exchanges that would be listing those assets. And that is a dialogue right now going on with the SEC and with a number of issuers, with the exchanges, just trying to make sure that that baseline is the right baseline. It's not over-inclusive or under-inclusive. Mm-hmm. And it's been a very active dialogue and a very positive one, actually. Mm-hmm. So that should help make it so that we see more beyond Bitcoin and ETH products come to the market.
Like I said, the shift will eventually happen. NASDAQ. We are seeing institutional interest expand beyond Bitcoin to tokens like XRP. Take a listen.
And other applications when you think about the institutional use cases for the digital asset space.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that the early kind of mover in this was Bitcoin particularly. But the way that I really like to see this is we're building a new financial wallet system. So if you picture tomorrow's wallet, we've got Bitcoin. So they're the digital gold. They sit inside and act as this finite supply, borderless transactions, and really self-custodied with a password, not a vault. Whether you're hedging inflation or sort of dodging local currency turmoil, very censorship-resistant store of value. And then you've got Ethereum. So that's the app platform. So Ethereum's the wallet's app store. Smart contracts so that you trade, borrow, or earn yield without a bank. And owning ETH is really just like holding gas in a global financial operating system, one that's open source and runs 24/7. Then you've got XRP. So they're the cross-border bridge. And XRP works really behind the scenes as that instant FX bridge. So banks convert dollars to XRP, beam it abroad in 3 seconds, and cash it out in local currency, potentially cutting remittance fees from 7% to under 1%. And then you've got Solana, the high-speed rail. So Solana provides the commuter rail, really hundreds of transactions per second with very tiny fees. So your subway tap, in-game purchase, or loyalty point redemption could all ride on the Solana rails without you even noticing. Then we've got stablecoins. Stablecoins such as USDC act as tokenized dollars, really clearing anytime, anywhere, and fully backed by short-term treasuries. And they really marry crypto speed with the safety of US debt, turning your phone into sort of this real-time dollar account that you can spend worldwide. So this is really a suite of products that have very specific functions that are reimagining the entire financial stack, and it's really opening back up.
They're all starting to look beyond Bitcoin now, because they're starting to realize this space is so much bigger. Like, we knew because we were crypto investors, but some people out there do not realize there's cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Now it's starting to happen. The shift is already beginning. And that's how you know when I believe we are about to see Bitcoin go on that last final ascent before it comes crashing down. And they're always looking out to 2028 now. I see most of these Bitcoin maxis. Well, in 2028, this is going to happen. You don't even know if that's going to happen. By 2028, we might not even see another 4-year run. We might not even see a run in 2028. All of a sudden, we're going to be talking about utility, use case, tokenization, stable coins. They're going to continue to gain momentum all around the world. Everything is already changing. The past is gone. We are heading into the future. And I'd rather head into the future as an XRP holder than a Bitcoin holder. That's the way I look at it. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.